So, it probably comes as no surprise to you that one of my favourite hobbies is thrifting and picking up second-hand clothing. I sort of broke up with fast fashion 2 or 3 years ago, and apart from a few exceptions here or there because of maybe a necessity or something I just could not find other places and wasn't looking for just for fun but actually like needed, like bras. I haven't really bought anything from any sort of like high street brands for a long time. I buy most of my clothes either secondhand, which is everything next to me here, or from sustainable brands, but mainly secondhand just because that's a little bit more affordable, with like the sort of topping up of a little piece from a sustainable brand here and there. And I have realised that since March I have acquired quite a lot of thrifted pieces. I don't know if it's just like you have to find your fun where you can find it in the middle of the mess that is the world right now, but I have managed to sort of really update my wardrobe. I think also because I had a big clear out myself. I moved from London to Edinburgh and cleared out a lot of my clothing that I didn't really wear, didn't really fit, and sold that myself and passed it on to others, and then sort of spent that money in effect on other secondhand pieces myself, either from the charity shop or from other sellers on Depop or Instagram. And I kind of love that whole cycle of secondhand clothing as well. It makes me so happy how many different owners a piece can have and how many like different people can appreciate it, but also if you find that something's not for you, it might be for someone else, and then you can sort of like make a few pounds selling some secondhand stuff and then use those few pounds to buy some secondhand stuff of somebody else, and then they might do the same thing. And I don't know, I get like a lot of joy from that. Maybe that's a little bit wishful thinking, but I love thrift hauls. I've been watching a lot of thrift hauls recently on YouTube, so I figured I have quite a few pieces. Why not film my own thrifting haul for you? And I will insert little clips of me trying everything on so you can get an idea of what it looks like. But like I said, I bought a few things on people's Instagram sales and Depops when everything was still closed, and then I took a bunch of my stuff that I didn't sell, including non-clothing pieces, to the charity shop when it reopened, and managed to end up coming out of that charity shop probably with more than I donated, because everyone else had obviously done a big donation and they had so much stuff, and it's all fantastic. So I'll try and let you know where the stuff came from, and also brands. I only mention brands not because I'm trying to promote fast fashion brands, but because I know I find knowing the brand of an item helpful when searching for things on Depop. So I guess we should crack on. The first piece that's on the top of my pile here was only £2, I'm pretty sure, and it is this lovely skirt. I am usually more of like a midi length or knee length at the shortest person, but this is a little bit longer than it necessarily looks. It doesn't feel like I'm about to flash anyone, and it's really nice for those hotter days. I also think it could look quite nice with black tights when it's autumn, but it's originally from George, which is the supermarket Asda's clothing brand here in the UK, and it's just such a lovely piece. Like, I've been really enjoying this ever since I've got it. I've worn it quite a few times. Really like flattering. I did, although it's in my regular size, and I bought this in the charity shop, so you can't try things on at the moment, which like good, which obviously means you kind of have to go by sizing and sight. I have things in like all different sizes here. Like, sizing is such a useless measurement, but the things I did buy in the charity shop I had to buy without trying on, and then brought them all home, then washed them before I ever tried any of them on, and then realised this one wasn't necessarily too big, but the waist was a tiny bit loose, so took it in with 2 little darts ever so slightly just at the waist so it fitted a little bit better. But I really love this. Really nice piece. I then have this dress, which on a similar topic is originally a supermarket brand. So this is originally from Sainsbury's, the TU brand that they do their clothing in. And this is just me in a dress. If you know me, I'm a midi dress wearer. Like, I love like a sort of boho, loose, swishy midi length dress. Like, it's my favourite thing in the world. And this one is just perfect. I love patterns and bold colours. And it even has a really nice bit of embroidery around the neckline, which I think is such a nice detail. These ties, long sleeves, and like I said, it's midi length. Hopefully you will get a better sense of the length in the try on clip. But I thought this was so lovely. And actually, in saying that, this is not in my regular size. This is in a size bigger than I usually buy, so it just goes to show that that is kind of like a meaningless measurement, as I mentioned. But yeah, love how colourful and bright and cheerful this is. Plus, because it's long sleeved, it will be great for autumn and winter, although I am in Scotland now, so it's still been worn in the summer. We then have this piece, which is from M&S, or Marks and Spencer's. This is the Marks and Spencer's collection line. They have a few different ranges. They're a British retailer, and it's got a star print, and I am a sucker for a star print. I love to be honest, I love black and white polka dots, but if it's a star instead of a dot, even better. And yes, that is kind of like a subgenre I've found of clothing. There's quite a few pieces I've come across like that, and have some other pieces like this myself, and I just think this is so flattering. It's exactly the kind of shape I like. It's knee length, it's swishy, it goes in at the waist, has like just sort of nice detailing around here, slightly like fluttery sleeve. Obviously I don't have the lingo for describing clothes, but I love this. And it's so funny because I have virtually the same dress that I also thrifted, but in a blue floral, also from Marks and Spencer's, exactly the same shape, and I adore it. And that is why I like to know brands and sizes that I've liked in the past, because it means I can maybe go on Depop and be like, right, okay, search for Marks and Spencer's collection dress, midi length, this size, and see if I can find the same thing in different prints, and then just like sort of rock it in all different prints, which is great. So love that one. And then lastly, these are the pieces I had to iron. That's why I'm holding these up first. Oh no, I've got two more pieces, sorry. So these are the pieces that I made the effort to iron before this video. And this is from Tu as well, or TU, which is the Sainsbury's brand, and it's an knee length dress. This one is so summery. This makes me think of like going to the beach in Brighton. Like, that's the vibes this gives me. I think it's such a pretty colour palette, all these pastel stripes, and then they go vertically on the skirt, which I think is lovely, and horizontal on the top. And this is just such an easy one to throw on, and then you can always add a belt to make it a little bit more cinched in. But I was so pleased with this find. I think this was £4 in the charity shop. So whoever donated all these pieces, like, my thanks go out to you. Then lastly, for pieces I ironed, which is the category we're in, I have a dress that I actually bought on another seller's Instagram account. So I bought this dress here from Hannah at the Thrifted threads on Instagram, and she also has a YouTube channel, and she's one of my favourite sort of thrifty, second-hand, sustainable, slow fashion accounts. So I will link her down below if that's something you're interested in, because she's fantastic. Really enjoy her content, and she was having a bit of a closet sale on Instagram, much like I myself did during this period, and I had to have this dress. It is so cute. It's originally from Primark, and I love this shade of pink. Like, I think this shade of pink is just really flattering on me. Really like it. I like that it's a wrap, but I don't know, like, I just, for a Primark piece, I think the details are really nice. Like, I really like this little button. It ties at the back after you've sort of buttoned the wrap closure, and it is shorter, which isn't my go-to, but on a much warmer day it is lovely. And we did have a little heat wave here in Edinburgh, so I did get to wear this then, and I just think it's so pretty and cute. Like, what else do you say about that? But such a cute piece, and I bought that, like I said, off Hannah's Instagram sale. So I don't know, like, that makes me really happy, and the thought that also the things that I sold somebody else is enjoying makes me very happy. So of course I will link Hannah down below, like I mentioned. But on that topic, actually, I have some other pieces that I bought from another Instagram sale, but it was actually a couple of months ago I bought these now, and I can't remember the seller's name, but if I can find their account I will link it down below. And the first item you've probably seen quite a few times because I've done quite a few Instagram pictures in them, and it is a pair of jeans. Which is funny because I am not a jeans girl. I don't know if you can tell from everything you've seen so far, but I'm a dresses and skirts woman myself. Not a big lover of jeans. However, these are the most comfortable thing in the world. These are originally from Everlane, and they are a wide leg sort of rust coloured jean, and they are high-waisted. And they are teeny tiny bit loose, but actually I think that makes them all the more comfortable in a way that I don't find jeans to be particularly comfortable. So I feel like I can sort of lounge around in these and feel quite comfortable. But also I can belt them and they're not going to fall down. So that's all that matters. I still think they look really funky, and I love the wide leg and the colour. I love that they're not just like a regular colour. I think this is just gorgeous. I think I've worn it with tons of different stuff, and I think it actually goes with most things. and I've just been loving them. They're so fantastic and I was so pleased with them. I think these cost me £10, so they are probably the most expensive thing in this haul, but they seem very, very worth it because they are like a sturdy pair of jeans that I've got tons and tons of wear out of. I also got from that sale this little cropped short-sleeved cardigan jumper. This is Dorothy Perkins, but the label is really unfamiliar to me. It looks quite vintage. I'm assuming this is quite an old piece of Dorothy Perkins clothing because they are a brand that's been around for quite a long time, so maybe I could call this vintage, I don't know, but it's definitely not a recent Dorothy Perkins piece, and it feels really lovely quality. It's ribbed, it's thick, it's kind of fitted, like it has shape to it. It's not baggy or boxy, it's quite like fitted, and I like that. It's also got the V-neck and the little shell effect buttons, and it is also 100% cotton, which is really nice. So I've actually worn this quite a few times too. You might have seen this in videos from just sort of like this part up, but worn this a lot. Really, really like that. And then lastly, from that seller, I bought this blouse, which is originally from Monkey, which is a brand I've never owned anything from before, but it's this sort of loose flowy blouse. It's got this lovely floral print on it, tiered sort of hem and sleeves, and it's just like quite flowy. It looks really nice with a pair of shorts or my one pair of like regular flared fitted jeans that aren't like wide leg, and yeah, another one that I've just worn quite a few times already and really, really enjoyed. Like, I think it looks really smart, but it's also incredibly comfortable because it's so loose, so really like that. We then have a few more pieces I picked up in the charity shop. Like I said, I left with more than I came in with. And the first one is a shirt, which I should have buttoned up in advance. Oh no, it is buttoned up. So this is like a cheetah or leopard print blouse. Who's able to distinguish between those two? This little blouse. This I bought to tie up, and it's such a nice like flowy fabric that it looks so cute tied up into a cropped style with something high-waisted, which virtually all of my bottoms are. Literally only like one thing I own isn't high-waisted, so pretty much everything I want slightly cropped or able to tuck in, and this is perfect. Also, in fact, this is from the same charity shop, and these are the only two pieces of animal print clothing I have ever owned. I don't know what came over me, I don't know why that charity shop was so well stocked with animal print and I was so drawn to it, because I've never really been in my life before, but I love both of these pieces. And this is a long midi dress, which is originally from Zara, and I'll stand up and show you in a clip, but I'm loving both of these. Like, I've suddenly turned into an animal print wearer and I'm enjoying it. These are lovely pieces. We then have a dress, which I think is so funky because I am 90% certain that somebody has made this. I do not think this is from a brand, although if you've seen it before, correct me. And I love the idea that someone maybe made this. It's this green collared dress. These fabrics are so hard to hold up because they do not hold their shape, but it's a collared dress. It's a sort of 1950s shape, but very much in like an 80s print slash fabric. And then it goes in at the waist, and then it's floaty and flares out, and it's like a midi length. And I'm not an expert, so I couldn't even tell you what fabric it is, and it has no labels, so I can't get any information from it, but it's a sort of acrylic, I guess. Really not like a fabric person, but I just love it on. I think it's so comfortable, it's so flattering. Again, this one looks quite nice with a belt because perhaps the person who made it had a slightly bigger waist than me, but regardless, I think it's really flattering and really fun, and I really like the idea that maybe somebody made it. So I'm going to keep telling myself that. We then have this little like cover up. It's sort of like a cardigan. It's not a blouse because it only has one button, and it's only ever had one button. That is the style. So I presume it's meant to go over the top of something, given that it's also completely see-through. I mean, maybe it's a blouse, but it's not a blouse for me. It's a cover-up cardigan for me, and it's this little lacy embroidered cover-up. I don't know what to call it because it's not like knit, so it doesn't quite feel like a cardigan, but it's got this one little button in the centre here, which sort of goes across the bust, v-necked, and I think it looks really, really cute over a strappy dress. I feel so uncomfortable in strappy dresses without anything underneath or over the top of them, and I quite often wear my strappy dresses I love the shape and the pattern of on top of a t-shirt. What's quite nice about this is I can wear it on top of a strappy dress, and it doesn't take away from the dress because it is see-through, it's loose, it's sort of open, and it looks really pretty, but you can still see the strappy dress underneath, but I still feel more covered up than I would if I just wore the dress, if that makes sense. And this is originally from Wallace. 2 more pieces. I know we're almost done. I told you there was a lot. But the penultimate one is this pink shirt. Now, when I showed this to my mother, she thought I was trying to like cosplay as my granny or something. She really could not see how this would look cool and funky on, and given that she studied fashion and design and textiles at art college, like usually I trust her opinion, but I was like, no mum, I can see this on tied up, it's gonna look super cute. I love the sort of slightly like crunchy, no, what is the word for this? It's there's a word for this texture, but I can't remember, sort of crepey sort of fabric with the sleeve length, and this colour is going to look so cute tied up. And then I tried it on and she was convinced. I was of course correct. I think you could even just like wear it open over the top of things, and that's a way I would wear it as well. Obviously you could just wear it like as it is, but just for my personal style, I think I could wear it over the top of things as a light jacket. But then this is the best piece I have thrifted all year. I love these. These are incredible. In fact, I think they're one of the best things I've thrifted in my entire life, and I will never part with them. It is a pair of short dungarees. Great, this is really hard to show. So, a pair of short dungarees, which you will have already seen if you saw my outfits inspired by the Greek goddesses video, which this was my Artemis look in, and it is this pair of really gorgeous quality denim, sturdy short dungarees that fit me perfectly, really comfortably, but not like too oversized, and originally from St. Michael's. So St. Michael's is a brand that Marks and Spencer's used to sell, but they stopped making in the late 90s, early 2000s, so it's pretty much like Marks and Spencer's sort of vintage label if you find St. Michael's in the charity shop or online. And I've got a few pieces from St. Michael's, and they're always such high quality, so well made, and really nice designs, so I do keep an eye out for it. And these I think were £6, and they are such high quality, like genuinely. If I shopped in Urban Outfitters still, these would probably cost like £60. So this felt like such a good find. And I know that is the thing about thrifting, is very variable. What you can find available that suits you in your size is not always the easiest, and I'm not judging anybody who finds fast fashion much more accessible. I just think it's nice to encourage each other to shop sustainably where and when we can. So that's awesome, and I love all of these pieces, which are now all over my floor. And I'm going to need to film some try-on clips for you, but hopefully you enjoyed this little thrifting haul, because I kind of love watching these, and I just like filming content that I like watching. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'd love to know if you have any favourite like Depop shops or places you like to go thrifting, or what your favourite piece from this haul was. But until next time, happy thrifting, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye guys!